A very good morning to one and all. How are you children? Fine, isn't it? Yes. Okay, now today we are going to learn about a new topic about the plants around us. Look at the garden over there. You can see a variety of plants over there, isn't it? Some are very small, some are very big, some are very tall, isn't it? Look at the plant over there. It's very short. It has got slender stems. Green slender stem. Such small plants are called herbs. Can you give example of the plant herbs, children? Yes, you are right. Mint. Okay. Now look at those plants, children. You can see some rose plants over there. How are they seen? You can see some branches from the base of the stem. But they are not very tall. They are small. But they have a lot of branches. They have developed a lot of branches from the base of the stem. But the stem are somewhat thick. Such kind of plants are called shrubs. Now look at those tall plants. They have got a thick woody stem. Lot of thick branches, hard branches you can see over there. And such plants, tall, big plants are called trees. You all know the examples of trees, isn't it? Yes, you might have seen the big coconut trees, mango trees, etc. Okay. Now look at those plants over there. Yes, they are creeping on the floor, isn't it? Yes, they don't have a thick stem. They have very weak stem. They can't even stand straight. Such kind of plants with slender, weak stem which crawls on the ground, they are called creepers. Have you seen a creeper, children? Yes, you might have seen it, isn't it? Yes, cucumber. Cucumber is a very good example of a creeper. And look at those plants. They are climbing on other support. They are climbing on other trees, isn't it? Other plants. They are taking a support from other plant. They are also having a very weak stem. So they are taking a support from other plants and they are growing on that plant. Such kind of plants which climb on other trees, which take support from other trees, other plants or other things, they are called climbers. Now, now we have studied about different type of plants. Now we can categorize the plants according to their structure. Now into herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers and climbers. Now look at this plant now. Can you name the part of the plant? You might have studied in smaller classes. Right from smaller classes you are learning the different parts of a plant. Which are they? Let us go through it. Now see. The part of the plant which is under the soil, which fixes the plant into the soil. What are they called? Yes, you are correct. They are roots. Now, look at the roots over there. Look at the root of the grass plant. They have lot of roots, branched root which start from the base of the stem. Such kind of roots are called fibrous root. Now, look at the roots of the carrot. It has got a main root. And from the main root, what has developed a very fine branches of roots you can see there. This you can see a main root and certain branches of roots also there. Such kind of roots are called taproot. So two kind of roots are there, fibrous root and taproot. Now shall we differentiate the taproot and the fibrous root? Yes, look at the picture over here. The fibrous root, it arises from the base of the stem. A lot of branches arises from the base of the stem, whereas the taproot, it has got a main root and from the main root arises the sub branches. The fibrous root, it won't go deep down into the soil. It spreads to all surface of the soil. But whereas the taproot, it grows vertically downward into the soil, it fixes the plant firmly into the soil. Okay? Now, the main function of plant we have already learned, it fixes the plant onto the soil. And also, it takes the nourishment, it takes the nutrients, absorbs water from the soil and passes on to the stem. Now, what is stem? The part of the plant which is above the soil is called the stem. You can see the long stem over there. And from the stem arises the leaf, the fruit or the flowers, etc. You can see the picture there, isn't it? On the stem you can see the different large number of leaves, you can see it. A lot of flowers you can see it. The buds you can see it, as well as the fruits also. Now we can divide the part of the plant into two, mainly into two, the root system and the shoot system. The root system, which is under the soil, and the shoot system is above the soil. The shoot system consists of stem, leaves, flowers, fruit, as well as the buds. Now, let us check the structure of the stem now. Now, what's the function of the stem? Let us see what's the function of the stem. Now, get a small piece of a stem and keep in a water. Add some color or mix some red or blue color into it. After a few hours, you can see the color slowly, gradually rises onto the stem. That is, stem has become slightly blue color if you keep in a blue solution, or if that's in a red color, if you keep a stem in the red color solution. That means the stem helps in the upward movement of water, isn't it? If you cut a section of a stem, you can see like this. You can see the color inside the stem, color of the red or the blue color inside the stem, which means the stem helps in the upward movement of materials, upward movements of water. That is, the stem carries the water or the minerals or the nutrients to different parts of the plant. The stem is like a two-way path. That is, and I'll come to that now. Before that, we have to study the next part of the plant. What is it? The leaf. Now, look at the structure of the leaf now. It gets attached to the stem, isn't it? The place where the leaf gets attached to the stem, that part is called petiole. What is it? The place where the leaf gets attached to the stem, that part is called the petiole. You can see the broad part of the leaf, that's called the leaf lamina. Now, on the leaf lamina, you can see a lot of structures. You can see a prominent, well-developed, prominent structure in the center. That's called the midrib. And from the midrib arises lot of branches. And these are called actually veins. Now, the design or the arrangement of vein is called venation or leaf venation. Once again, I'll see. Look at the leaf, children, very carefully. The leaf gets attached to the stem with the help of leaf petiole. And the broader part of the leaf is called leaf lamina. And on the leaf lamina, numerous branches, numerous structures, you can see it. Exactly in the center, you can see a long, slender, very prominent structure that's called the midrib. And from the midrib arises large number of branches. They are veins actually. Now, the veins are arranged in a special manner. Look at these two leaves. Okay, one is the rose leaf, other one is the leaf of a paddy. Okay, look at this leaf. Can you see some differences? Yes. Now, look at the rose. Look at the leaf of the rose actually. You can see the midrib over there, and from the midrib, on the both side of the midrib, a network-like branches, you can see it. This type of arrangement of veins are called reticulate venation. Whereas in the paddy, you can see it has got parallel lines over there. This arrangement of veins is called parallel venation. Now the leaf is designed in a special manner. The venation, arrangement of veins, is called venation. Two types of venation is there: reticulate venation and parallel venation. I hope you have understood the differences. That is, to understand it, you can just observe the picture of the rose plant now. In the center, they have got a midrib, and from both sides of the midrib, the veins are. You can see the veins are coming out. They are arranged in a network-like, and this arrangement is called reticulate venation. Whereas in the other leaf, all the veins are arranged parallelly to in a parallel way, in a straight line, isn't it? So this is parallel venation. So two types of venation you have seen. Now what is the main function of the leaf? Right from the smaller classes, we have learned that leaf is the kitchen of the plant. Yes. So, if it is the kitchen of the plant, then what may be the function of the leaf? They prepare the food. On the earth, only plants can synthesize. Synthesize means prepare their own food. All the other organisms, all the other animals, all the other organisms, depend either directly or indirectly on plants for their food. But how the plants prepare the food? Now, again, we'll just look at the structure of the leaf now. The leaf lamina, you have seen the broader part of the leaf. Just on the upper surface as well on the lower surface, they have very small holes on it. These small pores or holes are called stomata. It is through the stomata the air goes in and out of the leaf. And also the water is excess amount of water is lost in the form of water vapor through this stomata or the through small opening or the pores. In a leaf, large number of stomata can be seen on the lower surface of the plant, lower surface of the leaves. Now, how do the leaf prepare the food? Using the carbon dioxide and water. But from where do they get the carbon dioxide? Yes, from the atmosphere. They absorb the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is taken into the leaf through the stomata, through the very small opening or holes present on the leaf surface. The carbon dioxide enter into the leaf, whereas the water, the root help in the absorption of water. It is transferred to the stem and stem transfers the water onto the leaves. Now, the two raw materials which are there, children, carbon dioxide and water, reach the leaf. Now, inside the leaf, using the carbon dioxide and the water in the presence of sunlight, and a special pigment is there which gives green color to the leaf. What is that pigment called? Yes, it is called chlorophyll. So, now we have said about four things. Two important raw materials we have learned, which are they? Carbon dioxide and water. Using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll, children? It is a pigment which gives green color to the leaf. So, using the raw materials in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. What is prepared? The leaf help in the preparation. Leaf prepares or synthesizes the food, and this food is transferred to the all part of the plant. Again, from the leaf prepares the food is then transferred to the stem carries the food to all the other parts also. So, the function of the stem, keep in your mind, just recollect it, children, it carries the water as well as nutrients and passes to all the different parts of the plant. Leaf, what's the function of the leaf? Leaf prepares the organic food or leaf synthesize the food, and the mechanism or the phenomenon by which the leaf, the synthesized food, the process of making food during daytime using the sunlight and the presence of chlorophyll, using the raw materials like carbon dioxide and water. What is prepared? Food is prepared. This process is called photosynthesis. So, how can you define photosynthesis, children? It's a process by which a plant synthesizes food in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight using carbon dioxide and water. It's called photosynthesis. Is clear for you, children? Okay. Now we'll see whether the leaf is prepared. This will see an activity whether the leaf is preparing the food or not, or the food is stored in the leaf or not. Okay, for that pluck a leaf, then pluck a fresh leaf, then keep in a beaker, add some alcohol in it or a spirit in it, and keep this beaker in another vessel having water. This mechanism is called double boiling. Okay, because if you directly keep the vessel with alcohol on the stove or on a burner, what will happen and heat it? It may catch fire easily. It should not happen. So that's why we are double boiling it. What is double boiling? So how is it done? Now first you have to take pluck the leaf, fresh leaf, keep in a beaker, add some alcohol or a spirit, keep the whole beaker in another vessel having water. That vessel having water we are keeping on the burner and we are boiling it now. Now you have to boil it till the green color of the leaf goes off. Now we are boiling the leaf in the alcohol to remove the green pigment. Now the leaf becomes colorless. Look at the picture over there, children. The leaf becomes leaf has already become colorless. Now take out the leaf, wash the leaf properly and then add some iodine on it. Now I have just added the iodine. Look at the picture, children. When you add iodine, what is the color of the leaf now? It has become blue-black in color, which indicates the food is prepared, food is there stored in the leaf. So I hope it's clear for you, children, how the leaf prepares the food. What is photosynthesis? Now let us see another function of the leaf. Any other function? Can you tell me, children? Let us cover the leaf with the polythene bag and tie it properly. After a few hours, just observe it after a few hours. Now look at this. Can you observe some water vapor on the polythene bag? Yes, it's because the water is coming out through the small holes. What is the name of the small holes or the pores present on the leaf called? It's called the stomata. Now, through this hole, what is happening? The water in the water is lost in the form of water vapor. The process by which the water is lost in the form of water vapor through the stomata, through the small holes or the opening, is called transpiration. So, what is transpiration? The loss of water in the form of water vapor through the stomata is called transpiration. That's what I said earlier. Stomata, they are seen on the surface of the leaf. It can be seen on the upper surface as well as on the lower surface also. But for the terrestrial plants, the land plants, as they're always exposed to sunlight, tendency of losing water is more. So, on the land plants are having more stomata on the lower surface. The reason why the land plants are having stomata more on the lower surface is the water should not, to prevent the excess loss of water during daytime. Whereas in the water plants, they have more stomata on the upper surface because they are always in the water. Excess amount of water should be lost from their body always. And excess amount of water is given out through stomata in the form of water vapor. And this process is called transpiration. So that's clear for you, children? Okay. Now, let us move on to the next part of the plant, the very important one. You all like the part very much. That's a flower. Now, let us study the structure of a flower. The flower gets attached to the stem with the help of a stalk. That's called flower stalk. Now, just about the flower stalk, look at the picture, children. It's a hibiscus flower. You all might have seen the hibiscus shoe flower, isn't it? Okay. The flower gets attached to the stem with the flower stalk. Now, from the base of you can see the picture now. At the base of the flower, you can see a very small leaf-like structures. Leaf-like structures, green in color. They are called sepal or calyx. What are they called? Sepal or calyx. What will be the function of the sepal or the calyx? It helps or protects the flower in the bud stage. It completely covers the flower in the bud stage and it protects the flower when they are in the bud stage. Okay, next comes the next part of the flower, the brightly colored, the most beautiful part of the flower. What is it? Yes, it is a petal. Its other name is called corolla. It's easy for you to remember also, isn't it? The petal is otherwise called as corolla. It's brightly. Why is it brightly colored, children? Yes, you are right. That is to attract insect. Okay. Now look at the innermost part of the flower. You can see a long filament-like, slender structure there inside, and the top a cap-like structure also. That's called the stamen. That's called the stamen, the male reproductive organ. That is male reproductive organ. Otherwise called as stamen. It consists of a filament, that's a slender stalk-like region, and on the top you can see a cap-like structure. That's called the anther. The stamen consists of a filament and an anther. And inside the anther, the pollen grains are there. What are pollen grains, children? Yes, the pollen grains help in the formation of seeds. Okay, how is it done? We'll study later now. Now see the next part is which is inside the flower. What is it? Yes, you can see at the tip a blunt region and a long tube-like structure and a bulged portion. That's the female reproductive organ. It's otherwise called as pistil or the carpel. What is the female reproductive organ? Pistil or carpel. Now what are the different parts of the pistil or the carpel? Now at the tip of the pistil you can see a blunt region. It's called the stigma. Stigma, it is sticky in nature. From the stigma arises a long tube-like structure which is called the style. And at the end of the style you can see the bulged portion, a bulb-like region, that's called the ovary. Inside the ovary, ovules can be seen. Now you can look at the picture very carefully. If you cut open the ovary, very small seed-like structures you can see inside the ovary. They are called the ovules. Is it clear for you children the part of the plant, part of the flower now? So the flower gets attached to the stalk attached to the stem with the flower stalk. Just on the flower stalk, a leaf-like structures can be seen. They are called as sepal. The sepal helps to protect the flower in the bud stage. The brightly colored, the beautiful part of the flower is called the petal or corolla. This beautiful structure which is brightly colored. Why is it brightly colored? To attract the insects for pollination. Next comes the innermost part of the flower. That's the male and the female reproductive part. The male reproductive part is called the stamen, which consists of a long filament and an anther. Inside the anther, they have pollen grains. And then comes the female reproductive part called the carpel or the pistil, which consists of stigma, style and the ovary. Inside the ovary, ovules are there. Okay, now when the pollen grains falls onto the stigma, fertilization take place. After fertilization, what will happen? The seeds are formed. So, today we have learned about the different type of plants. Which are different type of plants we have learned, children? Yes, very short plants are called herbs. Very small plants are called herbs. Short and bushy plants are called shrubs. Very big and tall plants are called trees. Then small plants which crawls on the ground, which having very weak stems are called creepers. And the plant with big stem which takes support from other plant, which climbs on the other plants and all, they are called climbers. Okay, so plants are categorized into five categories: herb, shrub, trees, creepers, climbers. Okay, now coming to the different parts of the plant. A plant can be divided into two main parts: root system and the shoot system. The part of the plant which is under the soil is called the root, which helps in the fixing the plant in the root helps in fixing the plant firmly onto the soil. It helps in absorbing the water and nutrients from the soil. The part above the plant is called the shoot system, which consists of stem, leaves, flowers or the buds. Coming to the first part of the shoot system, the stem. It carries the water and the nutrients from the root and passes to all the other parts. Also, the food produced by the leaf is also carried to different parts of the plant through the stem. Now, next part, coming to the next part, the leaf is otherwise called as the kitchen of the plant. Why? Because it synthesizes the food for the whole plant by the very important process called photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? The process by which the plant synthesizes food using the raw materials like carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll is called photosynthesis. What is chlorophyll, children? It's a green pigment which gives a green color to the leaf. Now coming to the important part. The most important part, the flower. The flower is brightly colored. Beautiful part of the plant is brightly colored to attract the insect, it or the other animals for the process of pollination. The flower gets attached to the stem with the help of a flower stalk. On the flower stalk, very small leaf-like structures are there called the calyx. Brightly colored part of the flower is called the petal. Inside the petal, two important structures are there, the stamen and the pistil or carpel. The stamen consists of a filament and anther, and the carpel or the pistil consists of stigma, style and the ovary. Inside the ovary, ovules are there. Okay, so that's all for today.